I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Pumpkaboo. When I was a young lad growing up in England in the early 90s, Halloween wasn't a very big holiday. Some years I maybe went to a costume party hosted at the school or a friend's house, and as I got older I might watch a horror movie or two. Slowly, the American vision of Halloween became more prominent in the UK, until trick-or-treaters were common, and the carved pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, was ubiquitous. Though its origins are in the carved root vegetables of the British pagan folk traditions, the modern jack-o'-lantern, like modern Halloween altogether, is an American invention. A big orange pumpkin, hollowed out with a face carved in the front, and a candle lit inside. It may be tied to old will-o'-the-wisp myths and tales of the devil, but today it's just a fun decoration for an extremely commercial event. Pumpkaboo is a ghost and grass-type Pokemon which resembles a pumpkin with glowing eyes carved into the front, though the actual eyes and mouth of the monster are in the black leafage atop the orange vegetable. Pokemon X tells us, "The pumpkin body is inhabited by a spirit trapped in this world. As the sun sets, it becomes restless and active." Pokemon Y tells us, "It is said to carry wandering spirits to the place where they belong, so they can move on." The Japanese name is Bakecha, combining kabocha or pumpkin with obake or ghost. The name Pumpkaboo combines pumpkin with peekaboo, the traditional game for making children jump. This Pokemon has powers a little beyond merely giving a fright. Pokemon Shield tells us, "The light that streams out from the holes in the pumpkin can hypnotize and control the people and Pokemon that see it." Just as real-life pumpkins are often grown to enormous size for competitive purposes, Pumpkaboo can be found in 4 sizes, ranging from small to super, supposedly dependent on how many souls were lingering in the area. Pokemon Shield says, "Small Pumpkaboo are said to be the product of areas where few lost souls linger," and "Massive Pumpkaboo are said to be the product of areas where a great number of lost souls lingered." Regardless of how big or small it is, a Pumpkaboo can grow even larger if it is traded to another trainer, at which point it will evolve into Gourgeist. Gourgeist has grown upwards into a slightly humanoid form, a face on its stalk, and the pumpkin body forming a kind of dress with little feet. The leaves make something like hair or even limbs, overall creating a ghostly appearance in the classic Japanese style of a female spirit with disheveled hair. Pokemon X tells us, "Singing in eerie voices, they wander town streets on the night of the new moon. Anyone who hears their song is cursed." And Pokemon Y says, "It enwraps its prey in its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey." The name Gourgeist combines gourd, the type of vegetable, with geist, a spirit. The Japanese name is Pumpkin, combining pumpkin with jinn, the trickster spirits of Arabic folklore. Appropriately, it does lean more into the trick than the treat of Halloween. Pokemon Sword tells us, "Eerie cries emanate from its body in the dead of night. The sounds are said to be the wails of spirits who are suffering in the afterlife." And Pokemon Shield tells us, "In the darkness of a new moon night, Gourgeist will come knocking. Whoever answers the door will be swept off to the afterlife." Just as Pumpkaboo come in a variety of sizes, they carry these size classes over when they evolve to Gourgeist. Pokemon Sword says of small-size Gourgeist, "Small Gourgeist pretend to be children to fool adults. Anyone who falls for the act gets carried away to the hereafter. And of large size, large Gourgeist put on the guise of adults, taking the hands of children to lead them to the afterlife. Last week, we talked about the counterpart to this Pokemon, Trevenant. Trevenant looks like a terrifying monster, and it is dangerous, but it's ultimately a guardian of the forests. Gourgeist looks cute, silly, maybe even beautiful, but it can be a real menace. I'm sure there's a lesson in there somewhere. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon is by Jonathan Croney. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you enjoy the podcast, find out about my other shows at podcastiopodcastius.org. Get in touch on Blue Sky at podcastpodcast, or support the show at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. I love hearing from listeners. Up next are Bergmite and Noibat, so hit me up about those or any other Pokemon. And even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Pumpkaboo, and remember, I love you too.